So many of you are asking about kids and how we talk about these important events in their young lives. And let's just step back for a second. This stuff has hung over our kids for 10 years, and each age has had a different experience with this. So we're going to discuss this with child psychologist Lisa Boeski and Yale Law student Greg Dubinsky. Now, Greg, I asked him here because he was attending school just blocks from the World Trade Center on September 11th, 2001. So, Greg, my first question is to you. How did that event affect you on that day as a 15-year-old looking up at the towers?
Thanks for having me, Drew. I'm glad to talk about my experience. What I saw, along with my other classmates at Stuyvesant High School, which is only about 4 blocks from the World Trade Center site and was used as a triage center actually on 9/11, was something I don't think that any young person should have to see. And so it was a great, tremendous shock for all of us, I think, to understand that there's another side to human nature, that people aren't necessarily nice to one another and can do terrible things to each other. I think really for me, my experience personally was understanding that after the attacks, our country exists in an extremely dangerous world. What we do matters. I felt a commitment to doing good, to public service. I was somewhat of a apathetic student before 9/11, and afterward I had some time to seriously reflect on my role in school and how what I did personally could contribute to serving others and doing something that could contribute to the country. And so I took my responsibilities a lot more seriously after 9/11.
Do you think that your peers did the same? Were other kids? I mean, first of all, by the way, what an inspiration, my friend. I'm so glad I asked you here today. This is a great story. I didn't know that's what you were going to say, but it's a model for how I hope other people deal with tragedies like this, whether it's tornadoes in the South or 9/11. But my question is twofold. Do you think it affected other 15-year-olds similarly? And now that bin Laden is dead, how did you experience that?
First, as to my peers, I think it affects everyone differently. I think everyone has a different response to a terrible event. I think some people react in a way that internalizes their pain and act negatively as a result. I think different reactions are normal.
I agree, and I agree. I think we're finding that as we talk to people. But now bin Laden's death, how do you experience that? And then I've got to talk to Dr. Boeski here.
Well, first of all, I have tremendous pride in my country, but it actually brings me back to something that happened to me on 9/11 very vividly. I think back to a conversation I had with my grandfather. He said to me, you're 15 now, today in 9/11. I turned 15 when World War II started, and made me think about how every generation has its challenges. And what I hope is that just like the death of Hitler and the end of fascism was a cathartic moment for our country, I hope that the death of bin Laden can be the beginning of an era for us, for our country, for us to pull ourselves up from under the shadow of that horrible day, hold our heads with pride, and move forward to take on the challenges I think we all agree we have collectively as a country.
Nice, Greg. Well said. And boy, Dr. Boeski, I mean, that's a very, very healthy way to deal with this, isn't it?
That is a very healthy way, and I wish everybody dealt with it that way.
But not everybody does.
No, and in fact, I found that some, young men to this very same age and young women are actually almost re-traumatized by the death of bin Laden. They've, kind of compartmentalized, went on with their life, went to school, got jobs, maybe even started families. But having the death of bin Laden happen has brought back that day. And so some are complaining about not being able to sleep, just kind of everybody else is celebrating and excited, but they're kind of brought back to when this all happened. And it's been really challenging for them.
I'm going to have you watch a little piece of tape here. It sums up what some parents are telling their children. Watch this.
We were watching TV when the news broke, and we told her what happened. Said finally got a very bad person, and he's gone, and hopefully things will be better.
So, Dr. Boeski, let's just take a minute here talking about what parents can do. What's a healthy way to approach this problem? A, should people be bringing it up with their kids? And B, whether the kids approach them or not, how should they address this?
Well, they absolutely should be bringing it up because it's on the headlines, it's on the internet.
So
Everybody's
it bleeds
talking
in no
about
matter what.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they're aware even the kids don't bring
and
it
I
up.
think a lot of parents are still so surprised and shocked by this that they're not even considering how it's impacting their kids. And so they absolutely should bring it up. And I think rather than talk to their kids, they need to start asking questions. So what do you think about this? And then shut up. Let your kid talk, see where they're at with it. Some kids might be fine. Osama bin Laden, I don't even know who that is. I don't really care. Others might be like, this is amazing for America. Others might say, are there other people that are going to hurt us now?
That is such a great note, because I found that's the key thing, is just asking open-ended questions, listening, and keeping the conversation on that kid's level, appropriate for that age group.